I'm good now. Okay, good. My mic's on. Yo, hello, people. Seku-Senpai here. We're back for Umineko When They Cry. Well, we're on episode 5. Yeah, episode 5, number 53, stream 53. What you gonna? I don't know. What I'm about to say. But yo, hey, yo, what up, Trollolorian? How's it going? Oh man, on this good Thursday, man. It's Thursday. I don't know. Today felt like a Friday. I'm not sure if anyone else felt like that, but felt like a Thursday. So no, it felt like a Friday today. But yo, I'm glad to be back for some Umineko. For a second, I thought I was gonna be here today, but I am. So yeah. It's like a different color on the screen. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, where we left off. What happened last time? Beatrice is still a doll. Beatrice is still a doll. And what else happened? That's pretty much it. That was like how we ended it. With some sad scenes. Yo, this episode starting off really sad. Oh, you just finished episode 8? Yo! Oh snap. Like, did you like the whole episode 8? Like, my bad. Like, also like the tea party too? Like everything? Like, you complete like everything? Yo, that'd be kind of cool. Or it's cool if that's the case, man. That will be me. Oh, yo, that's great. Yo, congrats on that. That's about to be me in like 5 months. Oh man. If I keep going, if I keep on a consistent basis. But yo, that's great. How did you like the ending? While I'm waiting for the game to load, actually. I actually need to open it up. Where I'm at, right? Well, I mean, I'm enjoying this whole time, but I can only imagine how much more bizarre the storyline will get towards the later part, or even then. What kind of ending I'll have, man. You weren't allowed to say yes. Yeah, okay, man. Windows give me problems. Windows. Oh yeah, for those who were here last time, I also fixed my whole audio situation so that my headphone audio is not your audio, because that was bothering me last time. Okay, nice. Okay, we'll skip the opening for today. Because I actually do have to end the stream early today, y'all. I got some night plans. Yo. Wait, let me also recap where I was at, though. Because I really don't recollect, like, exactly what happened. Yeah, we're back with... Oh yeah, we also... Okay, I remember something. We went through like a year prior to the, the actual day. I remember that. And yeah, the discussion, this year's family conference, the one that's our main usual one. Hold up. I wanted to do that. Yeah, I wanted to go up. I wanted to read these logs. Beto gave a nod. The battle was out to stand you and all that stuff. It will finally be on. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it didn't officially start yet still. Okay, got it. Okay, I feel that. Okay, what's up, Genji? Old man Genji.
はい、心得ております。
同じ手がもう一度通じるか疑問だな。
About shows up on screen. Okay, I gotta fix that later next time. Yep. Same trick will not work twice.
そのため、今年は書斎から一切
From what we see in the beginning of this, I am curious about this chain of events that are going to happen in this
ずっと書斎に
episode.
こもられていることにするというわけですか。
Especially with some additional characters. Oh man, it's about
そ
to
して
be
書斎に
interesting.
入ることが許されているのは我ら3人
It's three
片
servants.
翼の翼を許された使用人だけだ。
Makes sense, makes sense.
ということは僕
One
たち3
wing,
人で
one above.
親方様の嘘を突き通さなくちゃならないわけか。
そうだ、親族の方々は親方様の具合や機嫌などを問い詰めてくるだろう。よどみなく答え、不審に思われることがなきよう注意するように。
Huh. Yep, y'all gotta be good actors.
心得ました。
I mean, y'all did it this year. Who says you
ゲ
can't
イ
do it
さんは
again?
すぐドジるからな。むしろ当日は風邪か何か理由をつけて欠席した方がいいんじゃない？
そんなひどい。
Ken was just saying that to make fun of Shannon. He simply wanted to release her from the stresses they would face that day as they took on the critical task of concealing Kinzo's death. For real, I'd be stressful too.
シャノンがシフトに入る必要はないのでは。
Trying to deal with crazy people like Ava.
僕たちだけで十分になりま
This
す。
is any of those siblings.
それは
Man.
できん。奥様から我ら
Would I
3
crack
人
under
は
pressure?
必ずシフトに入るようにとの言命だ。
はい。やり遂げる覚悟です。
Probably not.
ドジらないでよ。
どじりま
If
せ
I'm
ん。
getting paid for this, yo, I'll keep a secret. Shannon grew sullen and Cannon shrugged. But then Genji told them that they weren't taking this seriously enough.
シャノン、カン、すでにお使いする親方様
No
はお
laughing
亡くなりになっている。しかし、本当の意味でお亡くなりになるまで、我らの奉仕は続く。
Until he has truly passed on.
あの
Crazy.
書斎は無人ではない。今なお、親方様がおられ、それを
Man,
深く心
this
得る。
really is crazy though.
はい。源氏様。
Acting as though this dude Kinzo's actually dead, man. Or actually alive when he is dead. Like, this is so messed up.
お父様がすでに亡くなっている。
What?
そんなバカな。
まあまあ
Oh.
例えの話や。
Hideyoshi with the analysis. Okay. I mean, it makes sense that they would have their suspicions. As we see in previous chapters, they do have their suspicions.
武
So,
田信玄はその死を3年の間秘密にするよう遺言したっちゅう有名な故事があるやろ。
Takeda Shingen.
知らんか？
そんな話もあったかしら。日本史はよくわかんないわ。
当時武田は織田や徳川との戦の
Okay,
真っ最
okay.
中だった。
Historical figure.
そこで信玄が死んだなんて話になったら戦況に悪影響が出るよ。そやから自分の死を3年隠すように遺言したんや。
Parallel with this. Hideyoshi did the same thing.
主君織田信長の死を敵方に知られんように徹底的に情報規制を行い、
Okay, so put it from a different perspective for you. Okay. Huh. Well, I look forward to whatever the story
素早く
brings.
毛利と和解して中国大返しを行い明智を撃ったんやないか。一方の
Because I am
柴
going
田
to
勝
expect
家は
the
そこで失
unexpected.
敗したんや。敵の上杉に信長
Or
の死
the
を知られ
unexpected is
思
to
わ
be
ぬ反撃を受けて
expected.
足止めを
The
食らい、
unexpected is to be expected. Y'all kind of give up.
その後の秀吉との後継者争いで大きく遅れを取ることになったんや。
Okay. Hideyoshi, who had a strong fascination with the commanders of the Sengoku period, would always show off his knowledge whenever he got the chance. Okay. Wincing slightly, Ava made him get back to his point.
早
Yeah,
い
he's over here
話
showing
が
off his knowledge.
わしは去年の親族会議からずっと違和感を取ったんや。
あれは私やルドルフが遺産の話をしてたのを廊下のお父様に聞かれてしまって、
Okay, they
そ
know
れで
something was off about that. Or at least he did.
そこや。夏井さんや使用人たちはどこそこにお父さんがいた。不機嫌そうだったと口を揃えたが、
Mm-hmm.
わしら親族は誰一人お父さんを見てないんやで。
Oh,
も
yeah.
しあなたの想像が本当なら、どういうこと？
That
兄
means
さんが
that
遺産
father
の
is
独り占め
dead.
を狙ってるということ？
Oh,
もちろん死んだことを隠すなんてかなり危険なことや。
very dangerous.
果たして遺産を独り占めするためだけにそれだけのことをクラウスさんがやってのけるのか。
Yeah, so he knows there's more to
まあその確信
it
は持てん。
than that. He knows that Cross is in
可
some
能性はある。
some trouble.
確かに兄さんは昔から強欲よ。兄弟全員でと受け取ったものを着服するなんてよくあることだったわ。
クラウスさんはわしら兄弟の中では一番裕福なはずや。そんなクラウスさんがお父さんの死を隠すなんて危険を冒してまで遺産の独り占めを目論むとはわしにはちょいと信じられんのだがな。
Huh.
だがそう疑いたくなるくらい去年の親族会議はおかしかったんやで。
Okay, I see where he's also seeing that where is it if it was as if Cross came up with this idea, which he didn't. Ava and the others were painfully aware of how reckless it would be to try and see Kinzo knowing that he was in a bad mood. So, ever since hearing about Kinzo getting into a terrible mood during last year's family conference, they had never actively tried to contact him. That was why, until this very day, it hadn't occurred to them to find it suspicious that Kinzo never showed himself.
確かに疑ってみる価値はあるわね。
Okay.
でも本当に兄さんがお父様の死を隠すなんて大それたことをするかしら。傲慢なくせにおかしなところで小心な人よ。
Appalling indeed,
そん
Ava.
な
You said
一
it.
世一代の大博打を本当にするかしら。
いずれにせよ今年の会議ではきっちりお父さんのご尊顔を拝謁した方がええやろな。
Good idea, good idea. Just to be sure. I mean, even if he's in a bad mood, what's the worst thing that could happen? Kinzo yell at you?
非常に良くない噂さ。どうやら兄貴の事業は俺たちの想像を超えて手ひどく失敗してるらしい。
Wait, let me check something over here. Check something, check something. Okay, good.
相当の損失を抱えてて表向きを取り繕うだけで精一杯らしい。
つまりクラウスさんからお金を借りるのはとても難しいことというわけね。
ああ、泣けてくれ。
クラウスさんにとって
Can't get no money
経
from
済的に
Cross.
困窮していることはある種の弱みにはならないの？
弱み？
Okay, flipping the chessboard around, or it could be an advantage to us. It was a disadvantage
そ
to
りゃ
him, it's
投
advantage
資家
to
は超え
us.
てるから投資家なんだぜ。実は金欠だなんてことになったら誰も見向きもしねえ。
信用第一の世界なのね。
Hey. Carrie smiled thinly. Rudolph was taken aback by that smile. He had figured that his plan, which involved raising money to get him out of his current mess by borrowing from the affluent Cross, would all come to nothing now that they knew Cross himself was in financial trouble.
クラウスさんの信用はクラウスさんのこれからのお仕事に必要だろうけ
Hey,
ど
it's
私
my
たちの
favorite
これからには
song.
必要ないわ。
兄貴をゆするってのか。
Oh, yep.
私だったら嫌よ。血のつながった兄弟を貶めるなんて。
Huh, it is messed up. But then, Carrie, we know about your whole background and family stuff. Like, Rudolph felt a shiver go up his spine at Kiri's cold smile. At times, Kiri was able to throw away all compassion and think in an extremely ruthless manner. Whenever he felt that, Rudolph thought about how he never wanted to have her as his enemy.
他に金策があるならお兄さんを脅迫なんてしたくないものだわ。
あったら悩んだりしねえ。
選択の余地のない問題で悩むのは人生の無駄だと思うわ。
Observant, dangerous. Rudolph stopped talking, folded his arms, and lowered his gaze. Even now, Rudolph had a kind of fear of Cross due to his violence when they were young. How violent was Cross when they were younger? Like, I always hear like things with like Kinzo being violent or Cross having some sort of violence, but how bad was? I mean, if it's bad enough to make him still be afraid as an adult, then. And now, Rudolph would be the one to threaten him. That meant Rudolph would also have to fight against his childhood trauma. So to give her husband a little push, Kiri smiled reassuringly, and perhaps coldly.
つくづく信用で仕事をしたくないものだわ。信用ほど積み上げるのに苦労して失う時が一瞬なんて割の合わない投資はない。
An instant you could lose trust.
そうだな。
Wild.
世の中100の信用より1枚の診察だ。
クラウスさんが大きな損失を出していると言っても、私たちの急場をしのぐためのお金くらいは十分用意できるはず。
Okay.
もちろんクラウスさんのこれまでの信用を換金してお金を作ってもらうことになるけれど。
Yo, this song is the best.
やばい話になるな。
Yeah, this sounds
十分な備えが必要よ。私たちには時間も失敗も許されてない。そうだったわね。私の京都の友人たちにそういうのを洗うのが上手な人たちがいるわ。あまり世話になりたくない連中なんだけど。
And who are these friends?
領収書は切れないけど、きっと投資に見合うだけのものを調べ上げてくれる。
She got some private investigators. Bum, bum, bum. Man. Okay, where are we at now? Oh, okay, so we saw Ava, we saw Rudolph, and now we're seeing Rosa.
マリアも元気よ。そちらは大きなお世話よ。
Who's she talking to?
ありがとう。さあ、スケジュールを見てみないとわからないけど。
Rosa was talking to Rudolph over the phone. Okay. Rosa rarely received calls from her older siblings, so she braced herself for something serious. She's over here sweating.
次の親族会議について、ちょいと兄貴抜きで意見を調整したいんだ。
エヴァ姉さんとルドルフ兄さんと私の3人ね。
Okay, so all three siblings. Okay, so we're seeing when they planned this out. I like
頭痛
that.
の増えそうな話ね。
That does sound like a headache.
だが、お前にとって聞く価値のある
Okay,
話のは
that was
ず。
nice of you, Rudolph, to include Rosa in on this because it works to his benefit, probably. That's
それはいい
the
話。
only reason.
もちろん、姉貴は乗り気だぜ。
姉さんが
ローザには賛同してほしいだけだ。金を出せとか、そういう話じゃない。俺たち3人が全員結束してることがわかるな。
Yep. Rosa let out a sigh. She did so because in the past, when Rudolph and Ava got into a fight with Cross, they often used a tone like this to drag her into it.
先に教えて。
She's like, I'm just trying to get this drama.
その
Feel
話
that,
は
Rosa.
私も得をする話よね。
Yep, there you go.
俺たち3人で2億ずつせしめる。
Huh?
うまくいけば、それ以上も引っ張れるお前の借金。
That's
それでチャラだ。
that's some good persuasion. 200 million.
それはいつまでにせしめられるの？
もちろん年度内で。俺も助かる。姉貴も助かる。そしてローザも助かるってわけだ。三方丸く収まる。
姉さんが話に乗るくらいには勝算があるのね。
話を聞く気になったちょいと急だが、次の日曜日の19時に銀座のお前のお気に入りの喫茶店で会おう。
Okay.
俺と姉貴の予定がそこでしか合わねえ。
Huh.
問題ないか
2億捻出できる話なら聞かないわけにはいかないわ。
Exactly.
では次の日曜日の午後7時にレオポルドで。
Leopold.
マリアちゃんによろしくね。
Hey.
連れてきてもいいんだぜ。
Oh.
あの子の前でお金の話はやめて。
I don't think Maria would care. Dude say, hey, bring Maria if you want. It's a party. Nah, man, this is a business. She set the receiver down with a clunk, a little violently. Apparently, either Ava or Rudolph had gotten a hold of Werner Cross's weak points. They were probably thinking of threatening him with that and at the next family conference and forcing him to pay money. Even before hearing the details, she knew full well that it could be nothing good. But even so, this was a once-in-a-lifetime chance to pay back her large debts. Rosa took a notebook out of her handbag, and went to fill in the days she would be meeting with Rudolph and Ava. Then she frowned and smacked herself hard in the forehead. But as written there was DZL with Maria. What's that? Maria was in her room, playing around excitedly with Sakutoro and the others. It was because her mother was going to take her to the amusement park that had just been built. Oh. Off-brand Disneyland? Dell's Knee Land? Okay. That sucks. Looking at the clock, Rosa saw that it was just past 9 o'clock at night. Maria was breaking the lights out rule. And after covering her face and agonizing for a while, Rosa stood up and stomped over to Maria's room. That sucks. This really does suck. Maria's over here breaking the rules, and now Rosa's already in a bad mood. And she has this meeting coming up. The room was almost certainly a mess as well. At least tonight, it was convenient. As she stood outside the door to Maria's room, listening to the happy laughter seeping through, Rosa's face twisted in anguish once again, and she looked at the floor. Then, when she raised her head again, her brow was furrowed, and her face had become an ugly expression of anger. Poor Maria, man. They're not about to make me watch this, right? Okay, good. We already know what's about to go down there, so I don't want to see that. See that, hear it, be a part of it by playing. The weather wasn't looking very good. The weekend forecast had said that there was a high likelihood of a tropical cyclone growing into a large typhoon. If it was true that premonitions tended to be right, then this year's family conference would probably take place in absolutely horrible weather. Hey, what up, Victor? Hey, well, what's up? You didn't miss that much. What happened? I'm about to say Rosa. Ava, Hideyoshi, they talked. They think that something's up with Cross and Kinzo being dead. Think that Cross is probably hiding stuff, which he is. Rudolph was having a talk with Kiri about the same thing. He called Rosa about it. Now they're planning on having a meeting. So basically, we went over their meeting that they were going to have, which they used to their benefit against Cross on the island. That whole thing. So I know, for real. Like, that's the thing with Rosa. Trash her for that. Oh yeah, then Rosa was gonna blame Maria for her bad mood. Oh my gosh, Rosa just, man. Okay, what was that last thing? Let's skip that. In fact, Natsuki wished that a typhoon large enough to stop boat travel to this island would seal Rokkenjima away forever. Ooh, well, be careful what you wish for. If that happened, she would be able to keep Kinzo's death hidden as long as she wanted. Natsuki let out a deep sigh. Just doing that made her head throb. As the day of the family conference approached, the intensity of her headache just kept on increasing. That scared the heck out of me. At the time, the phone rang. Natsuki turned the television off and picked up the receiver. Yo, what is she watching? What kind of shows does Natsuki watch? He got me curious. Oh, hey, yo, thanks for tuning in. Yo, yeah, welcome to the live stream. Okay, Genji. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Mystery person. Like, I want to hear them, I guess. A young man. There's a lot of young men. Natsuki didn't have a clue who that might be. In the first place, there was no one amongst her acquaintances who would do something as rude as refusing to state their name. And on top of that, a young man. Natsuki thought that as a wife, it wasn't right for her to have connections with men other than her husband, much less a young man, who might be considered suspicious. The phone call suddenly seemed like something dirty. I like how that escalated to that thought process. But at the same time, she was more interested than ever in what this person wanted to tell her. Could it be that there was some kind of trouble related to Cross's business? What if there was some particular reason that they needed to talk to Cross's wife instead of Cross directly? Now, see, worst case scenario, it's some rando person that you don't know and you just hang up. No matter what the message, it was her duty as a wife to hear it and relay it to Cross. If it was some strange kind of extortion attempt, she just had to formally refuse and inform Cross that she had received a phone call like that. Exactly. If the call was something irritating, then she just had to tell Genji to never again send her a call if the caller refused to state their name. Okay. Thinking this, Natsuki told Genji, who was offering to hang up after all, to connect her to this person, and she let the receiver down. After a short while, the phone rang again. This wasn't an internal line. It was the external phone line which Genji had transferred to her. So it should already have been connected directly to the mysterious man. However, the person on the other end didn't respond to her. Not liking this at all, Natsuki spoke one more time, sounding displeased. Why am I low-key scared? Oh, I was like, are they about to breathe? No way. She heard something that sounded like a sigh. She automatically gulped. After remaining silent for a little longer, the man finally answered. Who's this? That was the first time the man had spoken. Wait, this voice, man. Sound like battler voice right there. The voice certainly did sound like that of a young man, but it was a bit hard to figure out how much a person just by their voice over the phone. He sounded like a young adult, but he might actually have been of middle school age, or an adult whose voice still hadn't deepened. The fact that it might have been premature to assume this person was a male at all. However, one thing was certain. Though this person spoke to Natsuki in such a familiar and casual manner, Natsuki had absolutely no clue who it was. Made me very sad. What? Hey, look at the split screen here. Man. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you didn't miss that much. Yeah. You can tell me. Okay. For you to remember. So I have What? Ooh. What? That's the new song. Okay. Yeah, what? No way they just... Okay, I thought they were about to switch it to something different scene. That's... Oh, wait, no, stop. What happened? Okay, there we go. They're about to bring me up. That unsettling word thrust itself mercilessly into the depths of Natsuki's heart and started churning it about. What? In Natsuki's entire life, no one had ever said something so unsettling to her. That actually is creepy. Hey! Okay. Okay. In her bewilderment, Natsuki felt her heart beat so loudly that it felt like it would explode. How are you supposed to respond to this? Revenge. Of 19 years ago. Ooh. Natsuki's mind went blank. And beyond the sound of the wind howling outside the window, she most certainly heard the roar of the sea from that day. Oh, what does he do?
何の話かわからないと言っています。もう二度とかけないでください。
19年前にあんたがいた囚人は俺は忘れない。だからあんたを呪うためにあえてそれでも。いや、だからこそ俺はあんたをcurse you。もう親族会議です。俺も母さんの子供だから会議の日に帰るよ。
Ooh, and I'll come to there, yeah.
19年ぶりにね。
Huh.
あんたに復讐。
After 19 years. Huh. Interesting. Breathing so hard, her shoulders heaved. Natsuki slammed the receiver down and hung up. Then she hit the phone violently, knocking the receiver off, so that there was no chance that the man calling back. I can hear the roar of the sea. The voice I'm hearing from beyond the howling wind must be, no matter how I cover my ears, the headache won't. Completely pale, Natsuki kept shivering as though cold. Oh ho ho! Damn. Yo, for real. All of them adults, yo, they are dirty. Okay. Yeah, what? Okay. Why? What?
それなら蜂蜜につけてほしいものだわ。お返しにベルンは砂糖水で煮込んであげる。せめて砂糖醤油とみりんにして。それで何？復唱要求でも気取っちゃう？
They're timing with this conversation.
そうよ。この夏日の電話のやり取りは事実？
Okay. Lambertosa grinned unpleasantly, as though sizing Birkenstell up. She was probably trying to tease Birkenstell by saying her time on the repetition request.
復唱拒否。さてね。
Wait, what was it she actually said? Like I read that, but is that there a fact? Here a fact? Okay.
拒否か応じるかどうしようかな。それを決めるのはゲームマスターの私の自由だし、その判断をいつするかさえ自由。青字宣言でない限り、あんたに答える義務はないしね。そういうこと。
Okay. So she has to say it.
今はせいぜい。夏日の19年前に一体どんな秘密が？
For now, the best you can do is be all like, Nancy has a secret from Nancy. Okay.
ワクワクテカテカしてなさい。
Of course, this fishy telephone call occurs before October 4th, 1986. This is still before the start time of the game, so it's not necessary to question whether it's true or false in the first place. Okay.
ゲームマスターのあんたがわざわざ見せた以上、何かの布石騙しかもしれないけれど、一応あんたのこの察しては記憶に留めておく。
Yo, why they gotta play the bumping music right when, right when we're in like this intense-ish scene? Oh man. Oh yeah, Genjin Nori, yo, you came in for some spiciness.
このカードを伏せたまま場に出すってやつね。まあ、いった。何？ダイレクトアタック。
Oh, after suddenly being conked on the head, Lambertosa was bewildered. But perhaps this incomprehensible exchange was funny to her, because she quickly went back to giggling.
これで あんたのゲーム版の準備は十分？ええ、そうよ。それじゃあいよいよゲームを進めるわよ。1986年10月4日にね。何度目の1986年10月4日かしらね。無限の魔女かベアトリーチェ、やはり恐ろしい子だわ。ベルン側は何か行動ある？ないわよ。あんたが復唱要求に応えないならそれで終わり。ターンエンドね。スタート。クリーンアップドロー。さあ来たれ。1986年10月4日。
Bum, 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 bum. Hey. They gotta break the music with that for real. Man. Becomes Yu-Gi-Oh! For real. They did the card thing. I was like, what? Nocturne of Truth and Illusion. Oh yeah, I should change my... Isn't my logo on the thing still Rondo the Witch? I'm pretty sure my logo on the video is Rondo the Witch still. I think. Hey, there we go. Good old Door of Summer theme.
やっぱりこのバラ庭園は圧巻だぜ。
It's only been like, how long have I been streaming? It's only been 30 minutes? Jeez, a lot just went down.
6年前よりさらにすごくなってやがる。こんなのが似合わなんて羨ましいぜ。
んなことはねえぜ。私にとっちゃ船着き場まで遠くて邪魔なだけなんだけどな。
Imagine that. I don't know why his laugh cracked me up.
それは贅沢な悩みだね。
毎朝バラと挨拶してから投稿。素敵素敵。こんなにいっぱいのバラみんなと挨拶してたら遅刻しちゃうね。
演者は残念だな。お腹壊しやすいんだって。
らしいな。腸が弱いんだろうよ。しょっちゅう下痢してるぜ。
TMI, man.
おお、レディーにそういうの言うのいけない。
For real, Murray. Ain't no one want to hear this in general. That's it. Man.
それはすまねえ。そうだ
I'm
よな。
not. Yo.
女の子のお尻からはマシュマロが出るんだもんな。
This conversation.
演者は体調が悪くてマシュマロが水飴になっちまったわけ。
Ballard, just stop. It's just making this worse.
それはさすがに。
下品が過ぎるね。
Yeah, that is nasty. That. I'm so disgusted. Yo. Georgia and Jessica slammed a knee and a fist right into either side of Balor's gut. Whack, smack, thud. The smack thud was probably the sound of his knees hitting the ground and him falling over. Normally, Battler possessed the good sense you'd expect of an 18-year-old man. However, it seemed that this reunion brought him back to the mental age he had been 6 years ago. And bit by bit, Jessica and George realized that they were also returning to the way they'd been 6 years ago. 6 years ago, so he's 18 now, so he was 12 then. Right? Yeah. This charming chat was being observed by Natsuki gazing through an open window in the hallway. Yo, you never know when someone's watching you. Man. Yo, for real. When I heard the knee and the punch, I was like, geez, yo. I just heard pain.
奥様。
Or I felt pain for the dude.
旦那様がお探しです。
もう少ししたら行きます。まだお昼にもなっていないのに。疲れました。
Natsuki really is peeking in through the blinds at them. Over here having a nice conversation. The sparks had been flying between them and Ava's group only a few moments earlier. Those had pounded on Cross and Natsuki over and over to get Kinzo out of his study. Okay, so this is following that. Apparently they hadn't been fully tricked in last year's family conference after all.
お父様は問題ありませんね。
はい、お任せを。
Yep, same old,
シャ
same
ノン
old.
とカノンも今日の段取りを十分に心得ております。
That's nice.
熊沢は嘘をつくのが上手なようですから心配しませんが、 南條先生が少し
Dr.
心配です。
Crack under
隠
pressure,
し事
man.
が苦手そうでおられますから。
He's a nice guy, you know. He can't lie. He can, but it feels bad.
可能な限り私が南條先生のお近くで補佐するつもりです。
I follow that.
あ
Makes
なたがい
sense.
て
Makes
くれるな
sense.
ら頼もしいですね。本当に助かります。
Yo, I can't. That's another perspective to look at it too. You just see them beating up Battler.
恐縮でございます。
Oh,
安心せよ。
okay, Beatrice.
書斎の密室結界は完璧だ。結界を破らぬ限り、誰にも金蔵の秘密を暴くことなどできん。
As long as the barrier remains unbroken.
分かっています。しかしあなたも先ほどの客間でのやり取りを聞いていたでしょ。
Yep.
やはり去年の時点で相当の不信感を持たれていたのであろうな。
Makes
凄ま
sense.
じき毒素を溜め込み振りまいておるわ。
やはり今
She
年
said it with a
は
smile.
正念場になりそうですね。
今年を何とか乗り越えることはできようが、仏の顔もなんとやらだ。
Yep.
さすがに来年は
Wishing
無理
you
と
luck, yeah.
心得た方がよかろうな。
Yeah. This for real. Hey, yo, what up, Renault?
半魔法の毒素が満ちては、来年の親族会議でもゴールドスミス教の魔法を維持するのは難しいでしょう。
Lord Goldsmith.
誰ですか、あなた。
あ
Never met him.
あ、驚かずともよい。わらわの家具頭を務める男だ。
はじめまして、夏日奥様。ロノウェと申します。どうぞお見知りおき。
頼れる男だ。この男にも密室結界を守ってもらう。
Guard the locker room. Okay.
そうですか。
Well, there you go.
後ろ
You
に
got
は
yourself a
夏日
bodyguard for that.
あなたにも協力をお願いします。
You're
は
welcome.
い、奥様。魔法世界からお手伝いをさせていただきます。どうかお任せを。
Hey,
ついでだ
then
から
Gap. Okay, I was expecting
私
Gap
を紹
to
介して
show
もらおう
up.
かしら。はい、リーチェ。ご無沙汰。
Good old
ガープか。
Oh, she.
そなたまで来てくれるとは
Jinx？
心強い。遊びに来ただけのつもりだったんだけどね。
Okay.
手がいる
Came
よ
over
う
to
だ。
hang out.
声をかけて。
Hey, that's a nice friend.
まだ挨
He
拶す
said,
るの
hey,
は
I
初
got
め
your
てだ
back.
けど、
If you need it, you
私
just
は
let
い
me
つだ
know.
って誰のそばにでもいるわ。
こちらのガープはなかなかのいたずら。
Yeah.
先日、奥様が自室にてお召しになろうとして、
That's
床に
messed
落
up.
とし
So
見つけら
she's
れなかっ
the
た
one
頭
who.
痛薬。
Wow.
ガープの仕業
Got
で
that
ございますよ。
missing?
確かに置いたはずなのに見つけられない小物があったら、こやつのいたずらを疑うがよいぞ。わらわも昔、ずいぶんとからかわれたものだ。
そうですか。いずれにせよ、ここは後ろ宮の屋敷です。
Yeah.
当家にいる間は当家に従っていただきます。
Okay.
よろしいですね。
Okay, now you just let them know. Yo, you're in the Ushiromiya
魔
house.
法
Just
世界
obey
での
me.
源氏と思い、
Man.
どうぞいつでもご用命ください。
私にも客人の心得はあるつもりよ。家主の顔は潰さないわ。
ロノウェもガープも頼れるぞ。
Okay.
しかし、魔法の世界と人間の世界は表裏一体。
分かってます。もちろん私も人間の世界から努力します。力を合わせてお父様の秘密を守りましょう。
うん。
いつもの展開だな。どうせ翌日にならなきゃ話は進まね
ま
Oh.
あそうね。10月4日は私にとっての準備ターンみたいなものだし。 バトラに何もする気がないのなら10月5日までのんびりしててくれていいのよ。
Okay.
6人死んだら呼んであげる。
Dang. Yo. Of course, that was a very irritating way to say it. The fight wouldn't start until the crime occurred. However, waiting for the crimes to start would mean turning a blind eye towards the murders of the first Twilight. In other words, it would be the same as being content with the fact that 6 people would die.
知ってる？チェスの先手と後手では先手の勝率が2倍とも言われてるのよ。戦術の進歩でだいぶ変わるけどね。後手はドローを狙えれば上々とか言われてるんだっけ？
先手必勝くらい俺も知ってるぜ。ならどうしろってんだ。
Yeah.
そんなだからあんたは無能なのよ。
She's saying you're gonna lose already, man.
本当にいい？バトラー。
Yeah, come on,
10
man.
月4日にだって解くことができる謎は存在するわ。
Yeah.
何が解けるかわかる？
And what is that?
まさか。あ、いや、しかし。
まあ見てなさい。無能のバトラー。
I have a general idea what these witches are talking about. I've tried solving it several times myself in the past, but I still haven't found anything resembling an answer. On the contrary, I still can't even understand why that riddle exists. That's right. The reason it exists. Why did Bito prepare a riddle like that in the first place? We all discussed it together from time to time in past games. However, I've been avoiding thinking about it under the assumption that there's no point in investigating the riddle unless we can solve it. This time, I should change my viewpoint. I should just focus on the obvious parts, like the truth of the riddle and how to solve it. What's more important is why that riddle was set up in the first place and displayed for us to see. That's what I should be thinking about. Oh, wait, go back. That's interesting way he worded that. What's more important is why that riddle was set up in the first place and displayed for us to see. Why was that riddle set up for us and what? Okay. Interessante. Even if I can't solve it, I should be able to try and figure out what Bito was thinking when she showed it to us. Alright, this time I'm turning the chessboard over. The witches keep calling me incompetent. Let them laugh. My enemy isn't them. I'm continuing our match. Bito. He said, I don't care. They could yell at me all I want. I'm over here for Bito. Devoted. Battler's loyal. The storm begins. Man, I don't like that. It was raining all day yesterday.
Oh?
And the day before then. Yeah, Tuesday it was raining a bit too. Is it raining right now? It's still sunny. How about that? Typhoon begins. The people in the parlor noticed the raindrops had started to drip down the window.
これで親族会議が終わるまで私たちには逃げ場なしってわけね。
それは兄さんたちだって同じよ。
Exactly. I'm cornered.
逃がさないわ。絶対に。こっちのカードは悪くないのよ。兄さんは虚勢を張ってるだけだわ。絶対に屈服させてみせる。
取引っちゅうはな、相手を任すもんとちゃうで。落としどころを用意しておいて相手に花を持たせて自らに座らせるもんなんや。
Oh, okay, I see where he's going with that. Okay. I read that like backwards for some reason.
さっきの話もちょっと追い詰めすぎよ。エヴァ姉さん。
Yeah, of course Ava went in too strong.
兄さんにはあれくらいでちょうどいいわよ。
なんだ、ローザは寝ちまったのか。
朝が早かったとぼやいとったな。ま、昼寝もええんとちゃうか。
下手すりゃ今夜は徹夜だ。今から仮眠も賢いかもな。
Yeah. Out of consideration for Rosa, who had fallen asleep on the sofa, the others quietly left the parlor. And what, at this time, this is when, Maria's outside in the rain? Right? Rosa slept unaware. After telling Maria to just stay where she was, after that tantrum over not being able to find a rose, Rosa slept unaware that the rain had started to fall. And Maria out here getting soaking wet. But what are we about to see? The rain poured down as though it had been saving up for this moment. Of course, Maria noticed the rain had started falling and was soaking her to the bone, and it made me uncomfortable. However, that made her even more stubborn. Able to find the poor, slightly unhealthy rose that she herself had marked, she just couldn't stand having that search be interrupted by something like the rain. So the more the rain fell on Maria, the more stubborn she grew, and she wandered around and around with the rose beds. As she did, from behind her back came a patter-patter, the sound of approaching footsteps. Who is this? Then, whoever it was stepped into a very small puddle, making a light splash sound, Maria finally heard. However, even the slight distraction that sound caused made her feel irritated, and Maria ignored it despite having heard it.
Konnichiwa.
Oh! After all, that voice was one she didn't recognize at all. Same here. On the sealed off Rokkenjima, that voice belonged to no person she knew. Yep, we have a guest appearing. Cross and Natsuki had been privately discussing what should be done next in a deserted corridor on the 3rd floor. Genji has searched everywhere for them.
どうしたのかね。シーツを雨に濡らした程度ではそこまで慌てることでもないと思うがね。
Dude, Cross, this is not a joking matter.
何事です？
Look at Natsuki over here serious. This dude, Cross, dude, chill with this.
何か粗相でも。
Oh man.
海難事故で漂流されたと申す方が先ほどお屋敷にいらっしゃられました。
After an accident at sea, what a storyline. Cross and Natsuki couldn't help but go wide-eyed and look at each other. This was the first time they had ever heard of something coming to this island uninvited. Same.
漂流？それは本当かね。気の毒に来客として丁重に扱いたい。
Yo, that is kind of a random thing. You're stuck on this island during a typhoon and someone gets over here drifted. What am I supposed to think?
今はどうしているの？
南條先生が診察しております。まだ診察中です。私の見た限りお疲れの様子ではありません。怪我などをされているようには見えませんでした。
それはよかった。私と夏日は今大切な話をしていて、終わったらすぐに見舞いに行こう。その漂流者にはぜひくつろいでほしいと伝えたまえ。
かしこまりました。
Genji bowed deeply and started to leave, but Natsuki called him to a stop. Genji stopped walking. Natsuki jogged up to him.
Genji, その漂流者は男ですか?
Oh, she's concerned. This is guy, man.
いいえ、お嬢様くらいの若い女性でございます。
Same age as Jessica.
女性? そうですか。結構です。下がりなさい。
Cross, you ain't going to question that? I guess this seems like a harmless question. From his perspective, from our perspective, oh man. The parlor of the mansion was bustling. The adults gathered, concerned about the well-being of this sudden guest.
まあ自力でバラテンまで歩いてこれたなら命に別状はねえだろうね。
Oh, for real?
転ばぬ先の杖やな。
Yeah, true. That's true.
ライフジャケ
Higurashi
ッ
writes
トのお
though.
かげやろ。あれがなかったら溺れ死んどったかもわからんで。
Yo.
どんな子だったの？ジョージやジェシカちゃんより上？
した
Yo, why is Ava cares about the age all of a sudden?
シシカお姉ちゃんよりは下だった
Younger than Jessica,
ラ
okay.
イフジャケットと水着だったヘトヘトみたいだった
That's an interesting outfit.
漂着したのが船着き場のあたりだったなら本当に不幸中の幸いね、もし島の反対側だったら大変だったわ
Yo, for real, that would have been unfortunate if she landed on the other side of the island.
この天気じゃきっと船も来られない明日いっぱいまで彼女もこの島に釘付けかしら
Oh. At that moment, the door clunk open and everyone looked in that direction.
皆様お茶はいかがですか
I thought it was the guest, but it's you, Goda. What's up, man? Nice to see you. It was Goda and Cannon. Oh yeah, hi Cannon too. I didn't see you there. With the latter pushing a serving car laden with a tea set. Goda understood well that doing a little extra at times like this would earn him points. I got nothing to say about that, man. The relatives, hungry for information, crowded around Goda. Dude, Goda over here doing things for points. Goda ordered Cannon to serve the tea and become the sole object of the relatives' attention.
ゴダさん、どうなんだい？その元気そうなのか？
さあ、わかりません。ですが、心配ご無用。南條先生がつきっきりで見ておりますし、熊沢もシャノンも一緒です。
Okay, that's nice.
どうぞ、ご安心ください。まずは紅茶でおくつろぎになってはいかがですか？さあ、カノンさん、早く配って。
Relax. I feel you, Cannon. I feel you with that, man. Cannon knew that this tea was just Goda's way of earning points. Exactly. Just do Goda, man. So he lined the cups up with a slightly sullen air.
マリアも手伝
う大丈夫ですマリア様はそのままでお待ちを
Yeah, Nori over here just trying to be nice and helpful. I need to stop bumping into my microphone, man. I was about to cut my hand with it. Like...
マリアも配膳やる
Just agree. Oh, Rosa, do something about your child. Then Cannon gets yelled at, probably, for telling her no. And making her upset. Some garbage like that. And then all these people over... Oh, man, this scene right here. I'm just thinking about worst case scenario. How terrible it could escalate. Considering these people.
先ほどお会いしましたところ、それほどの外傷はないそうで、私もちらりとお見かけしたところでは。
Just as Goda had successfully captured the gazes of all present and was about to start talking knowledgeable on the subject, Nanjo returned. Of course, Nanjo instantly became the center of attention. Cannon turned his back on Goda, who seemed downhearted.
南條先生、どうなんですか、容体は。大丈夫そうなの？
皆さん、ご安心を。大丈夫です。怪我は何もありませんでした。だいぶ疲労しているようですが、今夜特に熱を出さなければ何事もないでしょう。
Okay, that's nice.
よかったわ。お医者様はいても病院はないものね。
For real. Everyone was relieved to hear that the girl was in good health. When Nanjo gave the more detailed results of his examination, concluded by saying that she was young and should therefore be fine, everyone who no longer fell under this description nodded in assent.
やっぱり船は怖い。落ちる。バトラの言う通りだった。
マリアちゃん、それバトラ君には内緒ね。
Why?
ああ、奥様、旦那様。
Oh, because he'll get more afraid. Yo, I feel that. That's how I am too. Goda, who was feeling sorry for himself and handing out cups, called out in an excessively loud voice. Apparently, he was that desperate to get everyone's attention.
客人の具合はどうだね？
はい。
Goda, stop being a kiss up, man. Yo.
別状はないとのことでございます。
Man.
そうですか。それはよかった。今はどちらに？
熊沢さんとシャノンさんがお風呂に案内したはずだ。それから服を見立てると言ってましたな。
ならすぐに来るだろう。諸君、親族会議の日ではあるが、不幸な事故で訪れることとなった来客だ。招いた客人ではないが、どうか歓迎してやってほしい。
What timing for a guest?
意義などあるわけもない。賛成や。
同じくだ。女の子には優しくしろっておふくろも言ってたぜ。
あなたはそれを人生のモットーにしすぎよ。
Yo, Rudolph, you do, man. Yo, Kiri had to make sure he knew that. Put that out there, you know.
呼んだ方がいいわね。全員で挨拶しましょう。
You're giving this stranger a grand welcome.
かえって恐縮させちゃうんじゃない？
Ava stood up and made a phone call to the guest house. Dang, Ava is hyped for this guest. At that moment, they heard the sound of a knock, followed by Genji's voice.
源氏でございます。お客様がお越しになられました。
At those words, everyone fell silent, and the people who had been sitting stood straight up. Okay. Oh, man, they're building this up. Genji came in first, opening the door slowly, then moved off to the side, bowing deeply and urging the guests forward. Kumasawa and Chin. Oh, okay. Expecting this music to pop up. Okay. The guests had Shannon and Kumasawa followed by her side. And though she looked at the large amount of relatives waiting for her in the parlor, she didn't seem overawed at the slightest. She's like, oh, the people. Oh, man. Earn some tips. Oh, man. Just this single point showed that this girl possessed a dignity appropriate for the guest invited in by the Ushiromiya family. Yeah, for real, yo, she no sweat. For Rudo. Okay.
後ろ宮家当主代行後宮クラウスにございます。
I'm expecting the song to go like this.
ようこそロッケン島へ。
Okay.
事故でいらしたとはいえ、あなたは当家の客人だ。
Okay.
歓迎しますよ。どうぞ当家おしばしの間ご自宅と思い。
ありがとうございます。自己紹介申し上げます。フルド・エリカと申します。
フルド・エリカ。
この度は後ろ宮家の皆様をお騒がせしてしまい、誠に申し訳ございません。招かれている客人に関わらずの歓迎、心より感謝いたします。
There was a general sigh of acceptance. The clothes she had been lent were probably Jessica's formal wear from long ago. But the composure of... Okay, so these... Okay, that's where she got the clothes, okay. But the composure of her introduction gave the impression of a dignity by no means inferior to the clothes she wore. The girl's name was Furudo Erika. She looked slightly younger than Battler and Jessica. But her composure and mannerisms were beyond that anyone could have expected from a high schooler, almost as though she was a well-to-do family's daughter. Interessante.
こいつは何者だ？
無能のあんたが主役駒じゃゲームがさっぱり進まないもの。
Oh, yo, she said, yo, I'm making someone else a main character now.
だから私自身を駒として出させてもらうんだ。まあちょっとしたエキストラね。いくらクローズドサークルだからっていつも同じ面々ばかりじゃ飽きるでしょ。
Okay. Add some new stuff there.
ベアとのゲーム版には存在しない駒だ。
Yo, he said you're disgracing Bito's board.
俺もベアと認めない。
ベアとのゲーム版でしょ。ベアとが拒否するってんなら考えてあげるわ。ベアとの意見は？
Dang, I knew she was gonna do that. That's messed up. Can't say nothing. Bito was unable to answer. Lamberdosa grinned as though in triumph.
ルールにイチャモンつけてゲームを降りてみる？
Yo.
あんたら推理者の得意技じゃない。 自分の意に沿わない要素が一粒でもあったら、それを理由に感触を起こして思考停止を起こすのは安心なさい。このコマについては探偵宣言を出すわ。
探偵宣言。
フルドエリカは探偵であることを宣言する。
is the detective. Okay,
探
interesting.
偵は犯人ではね。その証明にはいかなる証拠も必要としない。
Okay.
早い話がこの子を一切疑う必要はないということよ。
Okay, so basically we could trust her.
これなら人間の駒として登場してもいつもと変わらずに推理できるでしょ。ノックス第7条ね。
Go back to Knox's
探偵が
commandments,
犯人
man.
であることを禁ず。原文には例外
Waiting
情
for
報
the
もあるん
detective
だ
to
け
be
ど、
the culprit.
今回は探偵は犯人でないと赤で宣言してるから例外は考えなくていいわ。言葉遊びは嫌いだから私も赤で言ってあげる。
Okay.
フルドエリカは犯人ではない。
副賞要求フルドエリカはこれまでのベアとのゲームに影響を与えない。
Good questions.
いいわ。王子フルドエリカはこれまでのベアとのゲームに影響を与えない。
Had no influence on any of Bito's games before now.
あくまでも今回初登場のエキストラよ。
Interesting way they said that. She's nothing more than an extra character who appears in the first time.
これまでの世界には存在しないし影響も与えないわ。
Okay.
なら今の時点での在当者の人数はどうなるんだ。
Ooh, that's another good question there.
これまでの人数にプラス1してもらうわ。
Plus one over the previous.
でも安心して、
Okay.
フルドエリカは1人増えただけ。
Only increased by one person.
それ以
Yeah.
外の在当者の人数はこれまでのゲームと全く同じ。
Besides her, okay. So the same amount, just besides her. Okay. At that time, the last sound of people running through the corridor could be heard. Hey, the cousins show up. Oh yeah, let me check out the character thing. I thought I checked it somewhat in the beginning of this episode, but I thought my screen froze. I'd be mad. Okay. From the Pleasure Boat, External Maid 2, the second. Mid-cruise in the waters of Rokkenjima, she was washed up in Rokkenjima on October 4th, 1986. The Ushiromiya family welcomed her as a guest. She managed to drift to the island unharmed thanks to several miracles, including the life jacket she was wearing. Okay. Several. Well, yeah, I wonder if the miracles were other than the life jacket. The Valor, George, and Jessica had come from the guest house after being called here by Ava. They immediately spotted a guest they didn't recognize, and their eyes went wide.
どちら様。
お客様、落ちるで来たの。
Yo.
落ちる。
Yeah, I'm gonna find you with that.
源氏さん、こちらの方は
お客様のフルドエリカ様でございます。フルド様。こちらは当家令嬢のジェシカさん、並びにいとこのジョージさん、バトラ様でございます。
よろしく。後ろ宮ジェシカです。
はじめまして、フルドエリカです。よろしくお願いいたします。
Pleased to meet you. Though Battler, George, and Jessica didn't have a clue what was going on and were utterly bewildered, they each introduced themselves.
好都合じゃない。これで人数がはっきりするわ。ゲストハウスのバトラたちが合流し、今客間には金蔵以外
on the upper floor of the guest house. In front of all the relatives, she had seemed dignified and a bit stiff. However, as she talked with George and Jessica, her expression began to soften gradually. Okay, you're breaking the ice. And so, the detective, Furuta Erika, was placed on the game board. I like that theme there. Nice old theme. Theme.
ジェシカの昔の服、あんなに似合うなんて思いませんでした。
熊沢は勝手にお嬢様の昔の服を使用してしまいました。お許しください。
Made a decision on her own? Really? The clothes Erika was wearing were Jessica's old formal attire. Though the guest possessed a dignity that would put many adults to shame, her body was still physically similar to a middle schooler's. Jessica's old clothes fit her perfectly.
いいえ、お客様にふさわしい身なりでしたよ。もし彼女が気に入るようでしたら、お近づきの印にプレゼントしても良いでしょう。
かしこまりました。ありがとうございます。
You're welcome.
警察やご家族には連絡しましたか？
はい。先方も大層ご心配なされていたようでした。
Okay.
ところで、客人は本当に事故
Good question,
でしょうね。
Nazi. Good question.
ご本人は寄港中のボートから転落したとおっしゃっております。
Fell from a boat? Dang.
裏付けはありますか？
Yeah.
海保に問い合わせて確認しました。プレジャーボートの後部から転落したそうで、他の乗員たちは気づかなかったようです。実際の転落地点は分かりませんが、おそらくはここの近海でしょう。
この悪天候に船遊びなど愚かなことです。
That's what I was about to say. Yo, going on a boat during a typhoon?
しかし、
Like,
近海で溺れて
or
この島
typhoons
に漂着
approaching?
することは考えられるのですか？
ありえないことではありません。この辺りの島には大抵漂流民が流れ着いた伝承がございます。
Can you say it's not impossible?
おそらく
Say that as if
事
you
故は真
experienced
実
that,
では
man.
ないかと。この台風です。島のどこであろうとも船での接岸は不可能です。
Yep. Genji had already figured it out. Natsuki almost certainly suspected that this mysterious guest, who had arrived during the already high-stress family conference, might be a pawn in someone's plot. Therefore, Genji had already checked to make sure that the accident was real, that Furuta Erika was her real name, and that there was nothing suspicious going on.
わかりました。主人も丁重にもてなすようにと指示しています。粗相のないようになさい。
The red carpet.
ですが、わかっていますね。
Yep, she has to go with the basis that he's also dead, that Kinzo's dead. Oh, but she's a
親族
detective,
会議に
so...
は一切近づけません。夕食後はゲストハウスへお引き取り願います。
Okay, that's nice.
客人をお父様に挨拶させろというような流れにもならないよう、よく注意するのですよ。
もちろんです。
Yep.
心得ております。
And, you know, Natsuki making sure she keeps a lid on this.
ほう。
Oh, hole. What's this hole?
フルドエリカとな。この六軒島に来客とは珍しい。楽しませてくれそうではないか。
ベルンカステル教の駒でしょう。
Yep.
人間のルールに従うとはいえ、プレイヤーは魔女です。
The rules of a human, the player's a witch, yeah.
侮ることはできませんよ。
Huh.
問題ない。
Boom.
仮にベルンカステル教本人であろうとも、人間である以上、
Oh.
わらわたちの敵ではない。
No match for us. Oh, snap.
何しろガープもいる。
Huh.
人間はガープに絶対に勝てぬ。
Huh. Well.
ありがとう。でも買いかぶりすぎは良くないわ。魔女の定義は
I grabbed this, drinking it as if it was my juice. So I was expecting to taste the juice, but it was water.
ですが、ジョーカーであり、台風の目である。 それが魔女というもの。
Good way to put that.
この六軒島で魔女と名乗ってよいのはこのわらわ。黄金の魔女にして無限の魔女ベアトリーチェのみである。
The Golden Witch and Endless Witch. Man, what a title, man.
演者の次なるコマがどの程度のものかじっくりと観覧させてもらおうぞ。
How you doing with time? Okay, I'm good for a while longer. Seven at night. Erika was the lowest one in your rank. In other words, it was at the inferior end of the table, since Kizo's at the high end of the table is empty. So if you turn the whole thing around, it sort of looked like Erika was the host of this dinner. Okay.
それでは皆様、本日の晩餐を始めさせていただきたいと思います。
After Goda's announcement, dinner began with the almost customary applause. It was finally the beginning of the dinner orchestra conducted by Toshiro Goda. Sitting at such a majestic dinner table was no everyday thing for these people by any means, except for those in Cross's immediate family. However, they were all used to it and acted as though this was completely normal. Again, if anyone was to be surprised, it should have been Erika, and yet she showed no surprise at this dinner, and acted with composure, blending in with everyone else. There wasn't even a sliver of the fear one might expect from someone who had wandered here like a lost puppy. But that's going to be interesting seeing what goes down here. There's usually... Okay, done Nazi? There's usually... While Maria's outside, she gets this random letter, and then she announces it at the dinner table, so...
最近の子は肝が据わってるわ。嫌いじゃないわ。そういう。
クルドさんはこういう食事には慣れているのですか。大した落ち着きようだ。
Make me hungry.
ほんまやな。ずいぶん手慣れたもんや。わしなんか未だに次はどのフォークを使えばいいんか混乱するんやで。
Yo, different types of forks.
ああ、こっちやったか。
Salad fork. There's this fork. There's that. See, I only know from my memory salad fork. There's what, regular fork, then that, then there's different knives. Yo, a knife is a knife, a fork is a fork for me. If I could use it to eat, then good enough for me. Erika had been gracefully eating her I can't say that. Adorves. Man. Without showing any confusion over the line of utensils in front of her. Odors? Yoshi, hold up. Wait, because I didn't read what they said. Oh, so okay, I did read it. Yoshi started joking around with her, gripping a fork in each hand. Of course, a president of a company in the food service industry like Hideyoshi would obviously know his table manners. However, thinking that Erika must be nervous over this dinner, he had intentionally spoken with a comic tone of voice.
外側から順に使うだけですし、面倒だったらお箸を頼めばいいんです。日本人ならお箸です。
Hey!
お箸はいいですよ。これ一膳あればどんな料理でも対処できます。
As soon as she began talking about chopsticks, her eyes glittered. Yeah, she got hype about talking about chopsticks. The smile she now showed for the first time was far different from the dignity she had shown before, and more like something you expect from someone her age.
カレーライスはさすがにスプーンでしょ。
丼に盛ればいいんです。牛丼をスプーンで食べる人いますか？いませんよね。
Okay.
日本人なら断じて絶対鉄頭鉄尾お箸です。というわけでゴーダさん、すみませんがお箸をお願いします。私が日本人として恥ずかしくない食べ方をご覧に入れてみせましょう。ところで 次のお料理は何ですか？
And a gluten.
それが困ったことに。次はスープでござ
Can't
いま
use
して。
chopsticks for soup. As she pretended to shrug, Erika winked at everyone. Oh, good old classic Erika. Of course, no one was laughing at her. They were laughing with her. She obviously knew that soup came after hors d'oeuvres, and in a full-course meal. Furthermore, Erika had even noticed that she had performed a little too perfectly, creating a sense of tension that led Hideyoshi to think that she was nervous herself, and that this was why he had tried to break the ice. That was why she started behaving a little childish and lighthearted. Observing right there. Acting out the part of a guest enjoying a harmonious dinner. Pretty soon, not only Kiri, but everyone else also caught on. Even though she was an uninvited guest, she was apparently worthy of participating in an Ushiromiya family dinner. Okay.
頭のいい子ね。本当にこの子、偶然の来客なの？実は、今日の親族会議にこっそり読んだ兄さんの隠し子じゃないの？
賢く場を和ますセンスもあるようだ。マナーも見事じゃないか。あんな子が娘だったら悪くはないね。それはひでえぜ。ジェシカちゃん。
Yeah, like Jessica's right here, man. That's messed up. The heck?
ひどいわ、ルドルフ兄さん。
どうしたんだい、ジェシカちゃん。頭痛かい？
私の評価がずんずん下がってる気がするぜ。
Yo, for real.
こりゃ
That was really messed
本
up.
家の令嬢として負けられねえだろ。お前も日頃夏日おばさんに仕込まれてるテーブルマナーと貫禄で対抗してみろよ。
Do you remember that? Did you study?
見たいテーブルマナー見たい。
And we're over here instigating unintentionally.
ほら、はしゃぐのはマナー違反だよ。ささ、ジェシカちゃん、お手本を見せてあげて。
もちろんだぜ。
Dang. Jessica straightened up so much it looked like someone had poked her in the back with a pole. She had good posture, but it somehow lacked elegance. She looked, well, kind of like a triangle ruler. She sat at attention with her head gazed fixed straight ahead, tried to bring her food to her mouth despite this, and failed miserably. Dad, who was sitting next to her, suddenly realized that something was up.
どうしたんだ、ジェシカちゃん。
Yo.
腹でも痛えのか？
Jessica turned bright red. Ah, sorry, I can't help myself. We laughed our heads off. Jessica protested, still bright red. Natsu scolded us for not behaving ourselves. Of course, Natsu. In the end, no matter how much we tried to smooth it over, we were who we were. We couldn't act like we were anything else. Still, that laughter really did help us relax. We had been so concerned about the guests getting nervous that we had grown even more nervous ourselves. Man, this is such a happy dinner right now. A nice family dinner. It would be terrible if something bad happened. The lively chatter spread from where we were sitting, at the center of the long table, to the both ends. And ultimately, the dinner went even more smoothly than usual. With some delicious cheese and coffee, our peaceful meal came to an end. Godo won unanimous acclaim and was praised for his skill by all present. Okay, nice. I'm happy for Godo though. I'll give him a bit of a hard time, but I'm happy for him. He's actually getting the recognition he's been wanting to get for like every episode. After a short period of harmony following the meal, it was decided that we would return to the guest house. Normally dinner tended to have a very large dark atmosphere about it, and the adults would often move right in onto the family conference with the same dark atmosphere. However, perhaps because this year's dinner had been oddly peaceful, everyone decided to take a break, and the adults included. After eating, taking a bath, and relaxing while watching TV, I wonder if they'll gather again in the mansion in the middle of all this rain. and resumed their high-tension family conference. I'd rather not think about that. Auntie Ava seemed to get very worked up, trying to convince the rest to start the family conference right away, but it didn't look like many people agreed with her. The meeting had probably come to a close for the night. Since they had guest house duty, Goda-san and Kumasawa-san were chosen to guide us to the guest house. It must be tough for Goda. Even after making and cleaning up such an extravagant dinner, he also had the midnight shift at the guest house. Dang. I heard that Kumasawa-san, old as she was, would be going to sleep soon. It seemed that she had been assigned the servants' quarters in the guest house. Okay.
皆様をゲストハウスまでご案内させていただきます。エリカ様のお部屋もご用意できております。
That's nice.
ありがとうございます。
体調はどうです？具合が悪かったりはしませんか？
ああ、そうだよな。すっかり忘れてたけど、エリカちゃんは溺れてて流れ着いたんだよな。今日は無理しねえで、早く寝た方がいいだろうな。
全然平気です。それよりも緊張と興奮でむしろ寝つけないくらいです。
Nervous and excited, okay.
じゃあ遊ぼう。みんなで遊ぼう。トランプしよ
う。Maria latched onto her, giggling. This lack of restraint, particular to youth, was very much like Maria. But for now, we really should be thinking about Erika's physical condition.
マリア、トランプは私たちと一緒に遊ぼう。エリカお姉ちゃんは疲れてるんだってさ。トランプも好きですよ。一息つきましたら、ぜひご一緒させてください。
I like card games too.
やったー。あれはどちら様ですか？
Oh, she's going to see that. As she passed through the lobby of the entrance hall, Erika stopped walking. When she saw what she was looking at, the rest of us also stopped.
あちらは黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ様でございますよ。
What to say about this?
黄金の魔女。
何やってんだガキども。さっさとゲストハウスへ引き上げるぞ。
Dad, Kiri-san, Aunt Ava, Uncle Hideyoshi, and Auntie Rosa all came over. The guest house party had gathered. However, Erika's gaze was captured by the portrait of the witch, and she simply stared at it for a while. Huh. Okay, off to the guest house. Yo, they're about to have a party over here. Wait, what's this?
親父は200億相当の黄金を隠し持っていて、その隠し場所をあの碑文に記したって言われてる。
Yo, I'm too curious. Perhaps because it was too early for them to all disperse into their individual rooms, the relatives who had returned to the guest house were all gathered downstairs continuing their chat. The topic was the witch's epitaph, which Erika had taken interest in. Okay.
魅力的な謎ですね。
So they're telling her about the epitaph. Okay. Well, I gotta end right here, y'all. In the beginning of the stream, I mentioned that I have some stuff I'm doing tonight. I'm going out tonight, so gotta get myself ready. But yeah, we'll continue next week with Erika, Furudo Erika now on the island, the detective. I'm curious what she's going to say about this epitaph next week. We got Godo over here trying to get his points. But yo, this was nice. Yo, I really feel like a lot just went down. More than I realized. But yo, thank you for tuning in for the stream. I did press, okay, I thought I didn't press exit for a second. Yeah, I'll see y'all next week for some more Umineko. I'll be able to go longer next week. This week we had to end early. But yeah, also my shoulder's doing well too, so that's nice. But yeah, yeah, I'll see y'all next week for this. Streaming Danganronpa this weekend as usual. And yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of uploads on the channel in the next coming weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yo, this was nice. This was a nice little. I like the placement of everything so far on this episode. I'm really liking it. I like the vibe of it. Probably because I'm also following things well. But yeah, anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see y'all next week. Enjoy your weekend if I don't see y'all in the Danganronpa stream anywhere. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. Peace and out. Where's my end screen at?